Now, first question, which of the following is not a nonlinear distortion? In the amplifier, there are two types of distortions are present, linear and nonlinear distortion. In the linear distortion, we are having phase distortion and delay distortions, and in the nonlinear distortion, harmonic and amplitude distortions are there. Now, he is asking which is not a nonlinear distortion. So here answer is phase distortion. So phase distortion is a linear distortion. Phase and delay distortion, phase distortion and delay distortion, and frequency distortion, these are all linear distortions. So this is not a nonlinear distortion. So answer is phase distortion. Next question, the gain of an amplifier with feedback is known as dash gain. So amplifier is there and the feedback network is there. So amplifier, total amplifier gain with feedback, it is a closed loop. So here we are having feedback. So amplifier with feedback, the gain is known as closed loop. Next question, the output impedance of an emitter follower is, actually emitter follower means common collector amplifier circuit is known as emitter follower. Common collector amplifier voltage gain equals to 1, so V0 by Vi, it is equals to 1. So V0 output voltage is approximately equals to Vi, so we can call common collector as emitter follower circuit. For this emitter follower circuit, input impedance is very high and output impedance is very low. So what he is asking, the output impedance of emitter follower circuit is low. Next question, when a negative voltage feedback is applied to an amplifier, its bandwidth. So after applying the negative feedback, the bandwidth. So here example, this is the amplifier frequency response and this one is the bandwidth. So this one is FL and this is the upper cutoff frequency. This is the bandwidth of the BH minus BL. So this is the bandwidth of an amplifier. Now after applying the feedback, the lower cutoff frequency will decrease and upper cutoff frequency will increase. So the total bandwidth will increase. So this one become FL with feedback, this one is FH with feedback. So bandwidth with feedback, FHF minus FLF. So this bandwidth is greater than this bandwidth. So this is the with feedback, this is the frequency response with feedback. So with feedback, lower cutoff frequency of the amplifier will decrease and upper cutoff frequency will increase. So overall bandwidth is increasing. So negative voltage feedback is applied to an amplifier, then its bandwidth will increase. Next question, lower cutoff frequency of an amplifier is primarily determined by. So actually the lower cutoff frequency and upper cutoff frequency, FL and FH. So this FL, lower cutoff frequency of an amplifier is primarily determined by the coupling capacitors and bypass capacitors, and FH is affected by capacitance. FH is affected by internal capacitances and FL is affected by the coupling capacitors and bypass capacitors. So here lower cutoff frequency of an amplifier is primarily determined by the capacitances and coupling capacitors and bypass capacitors. Next question, the voltage gain of an emitter follower circuit is. So emitter follower circuit is also known as common collector amplifier and its voltage gain is approximately equals to 1A. So next question, in Colpitt's oscillator feedback is obtained. So there are in a LC oscillator, example for LC oscillators are Colpitt's oscillator and Hartley oscillator. In Colpitt's oscillator we are having two capacitors and one inductor as in the feedback network, and in the Hartley oscillator, we are having two inductors and one capacitor as a feedback network. So here Colpitz's oscillator feedback is obtained from the center of the two split. Next question, the main reason for variation of an amplifier gain with frequency is actually the presence of the capacitances, internal capacitances and external capacitances. The amplifier gain is changing with respect to frequency. So due to the external capacitance, example for the external capacitances are coupling capacitors and bypass capacitors, and due to this presence of these coupling capacitors and bypass capacitors, FL is affected. So lower cutoff frequency is changing due to these coupling capacitors and bypass capacitors, and due to internal capacitances. Internal capacitance examples are stray capacitances and junction capacitances. Due to these internal capacitances, this upper cutoff frequency FH is changed. Overall, due to this presence of the internal and external capacitance, the total overall gain of the amplifier is changing with respect to frequency. Next question, Hartley oscillator is commonly used in. So Hartley oscillators are commonly used in the radio receivers. So the answer is this one. Hartley oscillator is commonly used in the radio receivers. Next question, in a RC coupled amplifier, which of the following component is mainly responsible for harmonic distortion of a signal? So here harmonic distortion is a nonlinear distortion. So this nonlinear distortions are due to nonlinear elements. Here in the RC coupled amplifier, we are having transistors are present. These transistors are nonlinear elements, nonlinear devices. So these are the responsible for producing the harmonic distortions. So answer is transistors. Next question, which of the following has high input impedance and high current gain? So example, common collector having high input impedance, but it will not provide very high current gains. But here Darlington pair is there, so this Darlington pair circuit will provide the high input impedance and high current gain. So in the Darlington pair, we are having two common collector circuits are cascaded, and if the amplifier gain, if the common collector amplifier, single stage amplifier current gain is alpha 1, then next stage is alpha 2, then the overall gain of the current gain is alpha 1 into alpha 2, which is very high. So this Darlington pair circuit will provide the very high current gains, and its input impedance also very high. So answer is Darlington. Next question, how does an amplifier behave for a higher frequencies? So if you draw one amplifier characteristics, amplifier frequency response, it is looking like this. At higher frequencies, the amplifier response is like this. But if you observe the low pass filter response, it is also like this. So both are similar at high frequencies, so both are same. So this is the low pass filter frequency response, this is the frequency response of an amplifier at high frequencies. So how does the amplifier behaves for a high frequencies? It is acts like low pass filter. So at high frequencies, the amplifier frequency response and a low pass filter frequency response, both are similar. So answer is low pass filter. Now next question, type of combination used in the cascode amplifier. So in the cascode amplifier, we are having common base amplifier and common emitter amplifier. In the Darlington pair, we are having two common collector amplifiers. In the cascade amplifier, we are having common emitter, maybe two common emitters, or common emitter, common collector, like that. But here cascode means in the cascode amplifier we are having common base and common emitter. Common base and common emitter are present in the these are the two combinations present in the cascode amplifier. So answer is common emitter and common base. Next question, the type of coupling used in the DC amplifier. So the type of coupling used in the DC amplifier is direct coupling. So we can use the direct coupling Next question, impedance matching is provided by dash amplifier. So transformer coupling will provide the impedance matching, so it is providing impedance matching. So answer is next question, the bandwidth of a single stage amplifier is dash that of a multi-stage amplifier. Now if you assume this is the single stage amplifier frequency response. Now if you connect single stage amplifier in cascading manner, then we will get the multi-stage amplifier. If we observe that multi-stage amplifier frequency response, so we will get the frequency response like this. So here bandwidth is decreased, so this is the frequency versus gain plot. Here the total overall bandwidth is decreasing, so compared to the single stage amplifier, multi-stage amplifier bandwidth is decreasing. So the bandwidth of a single stage amplifier is less than that of multi-stage amplifier. So the single stage amplifier is more than that of. So for the multi-stage amplifier, the bandwidth is decreasing. So compared to the single stage, in the multi-stage amplifier, the bandwidth is decreasing. So the bandwidth of a single stage amplifier is more than that of the multi-stage amplifier. So answer is more than that of multi-stage amplifier. Next question, when current feedback is applied to an amplifier, its output impedance is increased. Next question, an important limitation of a crystal oscillator is, so the crystal oscillators having high quality factor and the quartz crystals are less, availability is also less, but the limitation here, the limitation of crystal oscillator is its low output. Next question, an emitter follower has dash input impedance. So emitter follower is also known as common collector amplifier, and it is having high input impedance and low output impedance. So the answer is high. So an emitter follower has high input impedance. Next question, dash feedback is also known as regenerative feedback. Here regenerative feedback, which the regenerative means here positive feedback is known as regenerative feedback, and negative feedback is also known as degenerative. So degenerative feedback. So answer is regenerative feedback is positive feedback. Next question, current shunt feedback is also known as current shunt feedback. The output is current and input is shunt connection. So this is also known as shunt and the output is current, so it is series connection. So this is shunt. So current shunt feedback is also known as shunt series feedback. So shunt series feedback. Next question, in an RC coupled amplifier, the voltage gain over the midband frequency range. So at this midband frequency range, the gain is always constant. So it is constant. So the gain is always constant. Next question, Bark-Hansen criteria of a stable oscillator is. So here for the stable oscillation, magnitude A beta equals to 1 and phase angle is equal to 360 degrees or 0 degrees. So magnitude or A beta equals to 1 is the condition for stable oscillation. Next question, the expression for current gain AI for a common emitter amplifier is HFE. HFE means forward current gain. Next question, the common collector amplifier is also called as. So common collector amplifier voltage gain equals to 1. So V0 by Vi approximately equals to 1. So V0 equals to Vi. So the common collector is also known as emitter follower. Next question, native feedback in an amplifier. So native feedback will reduces the output noise. So signal to noise ratio, it will improve the signal to noise ratio. So negative feedback in amplifier improves the signal to noise ratio at the output. So answer is this one. So improve the signal to noise ratio at the output. Next question, for generating a sinusoidal waveform of 1 kHz frequency, the most suitable oscillator is Wien bridge oscillator. So the answer is Wien bridge oscillator. Next question, the frequency stability of a LC oscillator is dash that of RC oscillator. So there are two types of oscillators are there, RC oscillators and LC oscillator. In the RC oscillator, Wien bridge oscillator, RC phase shift oscillators are example for this RC oscillator, and Hartley and Colpitts are example for LC oscillator. And this RC phase shift oscillator, this RC oscillator having more frequency stability, and LC oscillator having less frequency stability. So the frequency stability of LC oscillator is less than that of RC oscillator. Next question, the gain of an amplifier with feedback. With feedback, the gain of the amplifier is A by 1 plus A beta. For the negative feedback, A by 1 plus A beta, and for the positive feedback, A by 1 minus A beta. If you consider here like a negative feedback, the gain of the amplifier within feedback is A by 1 plus A beta. This is the answer. Next, an important limitation of a crystal oscillator is its low output. Its low output. This is the answer. Next question, which of the following amplifier has high power gain? So answer is common emitter amplifier. So answer is common emitter amplifier. Common emitter amplifier having high voltage gain, high current gain, so it will provide high power gain. Next question, the slope of AC load line is dash that of DC load line. Actually that slope of the AC load line is more compared to the DC load line. So AC load line slope is high compared to DC load line, so the answer is more than that of DC load line. Next question, in the initial stages of multi-stage amplifier we use. So in the multi-stage amplifier, in the initial stages we will use the RC coupling, and in the final stage of a multi-stage amplifier we will use transformer coupling. So answer is what? In the initial stage multi-stage amplifier we use RC coupling. So RC coupling is next question, the bandwidth of a single stage amplifier is dash that of multi-stage amplifier. So we know multi-stage amplifier bandwidth is less compared to the single stage amplifier. So the bandwidth of a single stage amplifier is more than that of multi-stage amplifier. Next question, the Darlington pair consists of the following stages. In the Darlington pair we are having two common collector, cascading of two common collector amplifier is done. So answer is both are common collector amplifiers only. Next question, the gain bandwidth product of a two-stage amplifier is. Let us consider this is the frequency response of a single stage amplifier with bandwidth BW1 and the gain of the amplifier is A1. Then gain bandwidth product, gain into bandwidth, gain bandwidth product is given by A1 into BW1. Now if you consider two stages or multi-stage amplifier, if you consider multi-stage amplifier, the frequency response is given by this one, frequency versus gain. In the multi-stage amplifier or in the two-stage amplifier, the gain, the bandwidth is decreasing compared to the single stage amplifier, but the gain is increasing, A2. This A2 is more compared to A1. Then if you calculate the gain bandwidth product, gain into bandwidth, A2 into BW2. If you calculate A2 into BW2, so this gain bandwidth product is more compared to the A1 into BW1. So in the multi-stage amplifier, the gain bandwidth product is more compared to the single stage amplifier. So the answer is the gain bandwidth product of a two-stage amplifier is greater than the top single stage amplifier. Next question, in a common emitter amplifier, the unbypassed emitter resistance provides, actually the emitter resistance, this emitter resistance acts like negative feedback. This is acts like feedback element. Here emitter resistor acts like feedback element, negative feedback element, and in a common emitter amplifier the unbypassed emitter resistance provides negative voltage feedback. This is the answer. Next question, how does the amplifier behave for high frequencies? So at high frequencies, this frequency response of an amplifier and low pass filter frequency response both are similar, and here the answer is low pass filter. How does the amplifier behave for high frequencies? It acts like low pass filter. Next question, transformer coupling is generally used when RL is. Actually RC coupling is used in the initial stages, and transformer coupling is used in the final stage, and transformer coupling is useful for impedance matching, and we can use this transformer coupling in the final stage of a multi-stage amplifier, and when the RL value, when the load resistance value is low, and we can use the transformer coupling. So transformer coupling is generally used when the RL, load resistance RL value is small. Next question, the phase difference between the output and input voltage of a common base amplifier is 0 degrees. So for the common emitter amplifier the phase shift is 180 degrees, but for the common base amplifier input output phase difference is, input output voltage phase difference is 0 degrees. Next question, in a two-stage cascaded amplifier, each of two cascaded stages have voltage gain of 30, then the overall gain is, so each stage having 30, so 30 into 30, two stages, 30 into 30 will get the 900 as a voltage gain. Total voltage gain is AV1, so this one is AV1 and this one is AV2. The total overall voltage gain is AV is equal to 900. So 900 is the answer.